Good day, mate. I don't know what's in it. That's solid. And it's got like a sealed lid, so it's not, who knows what's in it. Possibly a body, who knows. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough to have an uncle that used to take us walking through parts of Australian bush that still people rarely venture. And one of the things he used to get us to do was look for the men in the trees. And we used to walk through the bush looking for these men. Anyway, he was telling us back in the day it was Aboriginal elders that come out of the trees. It's their spirit. And there's so few left. So that's what I'm doing, looking for the men in the trees. I'll find one. I know there's one here, if he lets me find him or not. That's the thing about this. I walk in circles when I walk country, so the bush lets me see things. Like, you remember I was a kid, and back in them days you'd go out bush and you'd find all these, like, just men in the trees. If you look at it closely, it's a bit like looking at clouds and picking out things in clouds. If you look at it closely, you'll see that man. Anyway, there's another thing I want to show you while I'm heading to where I'm heading. It's a calling. I can't help it. Someone else has been down here. Oh, geez, I'm an idiot. My footprints. The original people to this land were well, there's very little written about them. They were called the South Creek mob. I always pronounce things wrong, but oh, there goes, look, a mob of kangaroos. Spooked them. They're running. There's a heap of them. Isn't that good to have the kangaroos still here? Anyway, back to this. The Binandara people, there's very little written about them. They were actually shot out in 1803, I think. But you'll see remnants of scarred trees through here. There's so much history in here of the original, or the First Nations people, the Aboriginals, whatever you want to call it, the caretakers of this land. I think that's why sometimes it lets me see things and other times I can't find a thing in here. I'm looking for one particular tree. That's why I might as well take you guys with me for the ride. Do you know I cannot find this tree? It simply won't allow me. Oh, look at all the kangaroos through there. Have to follow them. That's what I'm going to do. Where are they going? Hundreds of them. Camera probably won't pick it up, but there's just a line. Kangaroos. Good ears, eh? I spooked them from here. How did the table get here? Honestly, it's like the floods picked it up and put it here ready for a picnic. Where's this tree? That's a... Wow. What can you say? How well built is that? I don't know what it is. Looks like a jetty. I like it. Just can't work out how it got here. I have checked so much of this little cut for this particular tree I'm looking for. It just won't let me find it. I'm close. So fishing's just part of my life, and carrying this fishing rod is an excuse to get out and check this out. This is what I come here to show you guys. Come here every year. They run on the moon, so we've just passed the new moon, so there could be spawned out fish sitting here simply because the conditions are better here than in the river. We'll find out soon anyway. Might have been one. Oh, and again. Good there. That's a good sign. Yeah, there's one. Hey! I knew they'd be there. Early bass season. Now, before we start going on, I can see straight away that bass is silver. It's rode out, it's spawned, and it's heading back up. Early spring. What we're going to do, I'll grab the fish. Let's see where we caught it from. Now this place was calling me. I couldn't sleep the last few nights because I've been, it's something I've been doing all my life. Just coming down here and watching, we used to call them my pets. Well, we do call them my pets. And I used to watch my pets turn up here every year. And then make a journey right through to Blacktown. See you, buddy. Bit of a backflip, but he's over the wall. It's something I want generations to come to see. I want people to know that the bass are the canaries of our rivers. If we have a healthy bass system, we have a healthy creek. I think it's gone. I think it was here. Can't explain. I'll keep looking, but I think that's the tree. It's quite bizarre. Like, the voices in my head told me to come here. You know, like this place was just calling me. I could hear it. There's a special spot here where there's like a river rock grave around the paper bark, and I think I found the tree, but the rocks are gone, and someone has taken the rocks. I have filmed it. Like, I do have film of the rocks. Why would someone want to do that? Why would you take the rocks? Why was the voices in my head coming, telling me to come down and look for them? Why did they allow me to catch a bass in the middle of winter? There's a lot of whys, isn't there? I'm telling you now though, the last two times I've been here I've been looking for them, and I haven't, like, over the last 2 years. Now I've sort of realised they're gone. That's tragic. I just think of the Windsor people, 1803, 57 soldiers come down here and shot every single one of them, and then hung them on gantries all the way along Windsor Road. And that could have been an Aboriginal gravesite from one of those people. Damn. I'll come back, as I do. I walk all these creeks, like the bass migrates, so do I. So we'll come back and look for these rocks. I cannot believe, like, I did find one tree there, it looked like it had a few indents in the ground. Someone moved them once and I put them all back in place. Oh. It wasn't a like skill that I caught that bass. It wasn't a fluke that I caught that bass. The voices in my head were telling me to come down here. And there's a tree here covered in river pebbles, like from the Nepean River, miles from here. And the last couple of times I've been here I couldn't find them, so I thought I wanted to find them. Like, there was something in my head, the land was calling me to come here. And you know what? I've come to the conclusion someone has taken them out. Someone's at my ute. I've got to go. See you guys. Ute is parked right next to my car. What's he doing? They just seen me and just took off up the street. Hopefully he didn't get in. Sydney, mate, you gotta love it. Oh, I'll do a video one day on my weird and wonderful cabinets in here, but in this cabinet you can see down there a rock. I'll go get it. What it is there's a deep dark history along our creek lines. The first war in Australia was over the trees along South Creek, Hawkesbury River, and it was a tragic war. And back when I did a bit of research on the area that I fish, I found out that there was an actual tribe, a South Creek mob they call them, bigger, stronger than the average tribes around Sydney because of the food sources I had on the creek. These voices in my head, like the land was calling me one night. This is after I was doing all this study on it, and it made me go down to the creek. It made me go, something in my head made me go to a part of the creek I'd never been to in my life. I busted my way into it like it was a jungle, and I was looking at the bank and there was these shale rocks, and for some reason I picked up this rock and it broke in my hand, and when it broke, a musket bullet came out. This could have been one of the bullets that was aimed at the Aboriginals that were shot back in 1803, I don't know. But the land called me. For some strange reason, I walked so far to find this one rock that I didn't even know I was looking for. Let me catch a fish, found my rock, and I left. Just like today. The difference is today, the tree I was looking for was covered, had a circle of Nepean river rock boulders. Someone had carried them a long way, a long time ago, and it was like a gravesite. And I'd replaced the rocks when they were moved once years ago. The last 2 seasons, I can't find the tree, and I've just come to the conclusion after today. After I caught that fish, I went straight to a tree. I know the floods have flattened out the land a bit, but I could see a couple of little mounds, like lumps, where the rocks were, and someone's taken the rocks.